I'm in a different place today. Love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. Consider me a friend. Yep. Capture my heart again. So Leo and I went to Nemours this morning and stayed at the Ronald McDonald House last night. And I don't know. There's a part of me sometimes that I'm just grateful to get to love a little boy with leukemia, and it just so happens he's mine. You know, everybody wants to love a little boy with leukemia, but not everybody gets the privilege of them being their own. And then this evening, when we were coming home this morning, we were riding down the road, and I don't remember how it happened exactly, but I just had the thought that, I don't, you know, it's just reality is, and actually, The Lord of the Rings is based off of, I forget the other ring, but there's a ring in ancient Greek mythology. And the whole point of the ring is if you put the ring on and you can get by with whatever you want to do and you still do bad things, then you don't get it. That being good's not about what other people see, but it's about being happy. And the better we are, the happier we are. So even when Socrates is killed, he's sleeping at peace, and because he knows he's doing everything he can that's right. He refuses to give in to the temptation to tell lies and push people to just obey blindly. And so I was driving down the road, and I'm just thinking about how I would drive to Wilmington 1,000 times a year if I had to save my little boy. And it's like God said, you know what, Jamie, this is as good as it gets in some ways. I'm so free to love Leo. You know, and I told him this afterwards. I said, you know what, Leo, if a grizzly bear was come attack you, I would take that grizzly bear on with everything I had. If a lion came to attack you, I would take that lion on. If a man came to attack you, and he said, Daddy, I think that grizzly bear would eat you. And I said, well, I think it probably would too, Leo, but that's not the point. But we just laughed anyway. I let him go. But, you know, my point is, if being good is what makes us ultimately happy, and loving is what makes us ultimately being good, I really love my little boy and I'm very free and sacrificing whatever I have to for him. And, you know, there's a piece of goodness in that that's deep. And I'm privileged to get to have a little boy that has leukemia, that brings that out in me. I get to experience what it's like to be Jesus a little bit in that. And granted, it's not perfect. And, you know, maybe there's places where I like the doctors thinking that I can understand the things that they're saying. And maybe there's parts that say, I like people feeling sorry for me. Yeah, sure, I'm broke in all kinds of different ways too. And, you know, maybe even making these videos is a dumb idea in some ways. And maybe it's a piece of my partial narcissism that comes out. Well, you know, and maybe one of the reasons, I should tell you why I'm making these videos. The biggest reason I'm making these videos is several months ago, I sat down and I thought to myself, I can make videos. Videos are pretty simple for me to make. I can make them fast. And lots of people make pretty good money making videos. Maybe I should make some videos and post them on YouTube and see if I can't make any money. So I started making some children's books where I read the story. And there's so many of those books. There's so many of those videos. You can't watch them all. And Sophia made one and I made one and I made one for my mom made one. And so I was just thinking, what am I good at? And one thing that I am good at is analyzing myself. And maybe to my own detriment. But I'm a good critic of myself and I'm a good introspective person. And I find faults in myself all the time and I find good things in myself all the time. And I enjoy psychology. I enjoy digging into myself and finding reasons that I mess up and reasons I do good. And I thought, you know, that's kind of an ability I have, but I didn't know how to put that on as a YouTube video because a lot of it has to do with my friends and family and work and my wife and my kids. And so I don't want to come on here and say my daughter just said this and I didn't like that, or my wife said this and I didn't like it. But you know what? When your child gets leukemia, it's not like it's personal. It's not like he didn't do it on purpose. And so I get to be introspective here. I get to be vulnerable in something that's not going to offend anybody really. And I get to show you my heart a little bit. And vulnerability is something we all need, something our world desperately needs. Could you imagine if everybody in the Middle East would be vulnerable right now and coming forward and saying, you know, this is scary. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong train to go down. I'm even trying not to keep up with too many news things. And I've always struggled with the end of time. And, you know, with the Middle East going to war and stuff, sometimes I wonder, is the end of the world coming and God used Leo having leukemia to distract me from it? Because that would work. I'd be very paranoid if I thought the end of the world was coming. And not that I should be. I get it, that it's not a reasonable idea for me to be worried about it. Maybe it's just habit or something, but and I'm asking God for the grace to not have to be worried about it. So pray for me in that regards too. But yeah, so that's why I'm making these videos. I'm pretty good at this whole like, why do I do that? Why does she do that? Why do we do that? And you know, when your child gets leukemia, it's a pretty intense way to analyze yourself. So today, I'm thanking God that I get the chance to love a little boy with leukemia. You know, anytime you see somebody, a child that has cancer, or their head's bald, your heart goes out to them, but you can't go hug them. And I can. So I'm trying to make my love be extravagant, like God's. Good at the guitar playing. God bless you guys.